Hi, my name is Mark Hesselbell. I'm a game audio designer from Denmark, and this is ReaperToWwise version 1.0, my game audio implementation tool, which, as the name suggests, connects to Reaper DAW to Audiokinetics Wwise middleware. From the comfort of the Reaper timeline, you're able to post events and set game syncs in an open Wwise project, which allows you to test out interactive systems more thoroughly than what is currently possible in Wwise's Soundcaster sessions. This could be useful for building and testing systems when a game engine is not currently accessible or needed, or for building game audio showreels to showcase your proficiency in Wwise, without having a playable game, and to stray away from showing off linear sound design for the ultimately highly interactive experience that video games are. And there are some things you need to get in order first, such as the required version of Reaper and Wwise, the ReaperToWwise extension, and the necessary graphical user interface library. But I suggest you have a look at the GitHub repository and documentation for more detailed information. There are some nitty-gritty details in the documentation on the repo, which might be needed for better understanding how this works and what to do if you encounter any issues. I won't at all go over everything in this video as I want to keep it fairly short, so please have a read and reach out to me if you need to. I would like to run you through the basic functionality of ReaperToWwise through a redesign I've made of a gameplay sequence from Remedy's Alan Wake 2. So you've followed the README documentation, have everything downloaded and set up, and you could have a Reaper session like this one. This is the final session for my redesign, and the timeline looks like this, with a track for the gameplay video and the rest dedicated to calling events and game syncs, and the tool's graphical interface on the right. The tool window is collapsible and dockable. Let's briefly play some of the redesign and hear how it runs, and I'll explain the general workflow. I have individual tracks, organized how I wanted, and populated by empty items with individual text commands embedded in the notes field. And I have tracks dedicated to each event and game sync type. They have to do with ambience, the player character, and a separate track for footsteps due to the amount of events needed, which would clutter up a single track too much, the enemy, things happening in the game environment, switches, states, and finally the RTPC track, where I can add references to RTPCs in Wwise and drive them with automation envelopes from the timeline. The tool works by adding text commands inside of the notes field of empty items. I can add one by marking up a length of time and clicking on the Add Empty Item button. I double-click the item and I'm greeted by the notes field. And here I write the commands for the event or game sync type I want to call. To exemplify, the syntax for posting events is the following. You type E for event, / as a separator, and the name of the event you want to call. So I can type in E/footstep, and the footstep event will play from the open Wwise session when the Reaper playhead passes this item's start position. Another example could be to set a related switch, so I type in SW for switch, / and the switch group name, which could be ground material, and then the switch name, which for this scenario could be set to wood, concrete, or carpet. You're also able to write multiple commands inside of a single empty item if things need to be fired in sequence. You can write both commands out by separating with a comma, new line, and then type in the next command. And here is the syntax for all the available commands. These and more help is found by clicking on the Help button in the tool window. In this case, I have a final ReaperToWwise project set up, and it can get quite cluttered when trying to mix and fine-tune. You can of course solo what you want inside of Wwise, but you're also able to solo the track inside of Reaper, say the footsteps track, and only the event calls sitting on that particular track will be sent to Wwise, and you're also able to mute tracks. Please note that soloing and muting does not currently work with sub-level tracks for nested track folders, nor on an individual item basis. If I want to add an RTPC automation track, I go to the tool window and click Add RTPC Lane, which will add an automatically created JSFX plugin to the RTPC track. I type in the name of the RTPC exactly as it appears in my Wwise project, and I define the minimum and maximum values. And that's pretty much it. You're now able to draw in the automation you want, and it will drive the RTPC in the Wwise project. The RTPC track is automatically added to the session when the Reaper transport is started and the script is active. if it is not present upon playback. Please do not delete or rename the track or the script might break. There are some important things to note about the automatically generated JSFX plugin, so please consult the documentation if necessary. And this was just a quick run through, and I hope you see the possible benefits and workflow of this tool. And for the sake of demonstration, here's the full redesign where everything is triggered from Reaper and played back solely in Wwise. ReaperToWwise is available for free, obviously, through Reapack within Reaper. I hope you'll find good uses for the tool in your game audio work, and I'd love to hear about how you're using it. Please reach out if you have any questions or if you just want to say hello. And a big thank you to everyone who helped by testing it out and providing feedback. That's all for now. Thanks for listening and watching. Goodbye.